Sash here, Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video. Glad to have you all here with me today. Hey, send us some love, some positive vibes your way, especially if you need it out there. If you're going through something, just know that things will and can get better. Guys, it's 2025. It's time to take a look back to 2024 and talk about all the fusions. This is going to be a fun video. I actually got this video idea from a creator who I had not been familiar with before named Gribnum. I'll link his video if you want to see his 2024 Fusion Champions tier list as well. I actually have not watched yet because I wanted to have a fresh, clean slate in my old mind going into this one. But before we get to the tier list here, guys, in the categories, I have to ask you all, what is there? 3, 6, 9, 12-ish champions? 13 fusions in 2024? How many did you get? How many did you fuse? And who were they? And if you fuse everybody, congratulations. I did not. I missed a few of these. I think I missed 3, maybe 4. And one of them, one that I missed, was my second biggest regret in all of Raid Shadow Legends in my account history, not going for one of these fusions. Any guesses? It was a massive mistake, and that champion that I missed on is going to go straight to the S tier must-have. Our tiers are going to be S tier must-have, A tier really good, B tier niche use, D straight to the vault keepers, okay? So let's just jump into it here, guys. So let's start with a champion that I did get, and it's Brewguard Jeroboam. Brewguard is a champion that really... he did not impress me that much. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I got him. I didn't even make a video about it. I didn't even do a guide on him yet on the guide channel because he's not that awful. He really isn't. He's pretty tanky. He's a defense-based champion. He's got a cleanse. He's got a heal. He's got a shield. He's got buff manipulation and turn meter, fill on a 4-turn cooldown, not ideal. His passive is pretty interesting as well. He's not total trash. The problem is there's so many better options out there nowadays in the game when it comes to this skill set. So beauty is in the eye of the proverbial beholder, obviously, as we always say here on the channel. So if you needed a skill set like this, I'm sure you were thrilled with Brewguard. Give me, I don't know. I don't know. It's not bad when you look at it, isn't it, guys? Really, but for me, he's still in the niche category. There's just a lot of champions that can do what he does, maybe a little bit better, maybe bring a little bit more to the table. So I'm going to put him in a B tier niche. Maybe borderline good, but not really good, okay? B plus. So we'll also kind of order these champions in my order, the favorite to least favorite in each of the tiers as well. And then we have Gretel. Ooh. So Hansel and Gretel, I was lucky enough to get both of these champions. I pulled Hansel just out of a random shard, right? So that was pretty cool. Let me tell you, these two champions, they're insanely better when they're together. They're one of those couples in the game. So you put them together, they're insane. Apart, they're okay, frankly. Hansel, of course, the non-fusion, I like better than Gretel personally, but they have a lot of synergy. Things can't be resisted. If one dies, you get instant activation. You get extra ignore defense. They hit harder. They do everything better. More turn meter manipulation when they're together as well. Gretel, though, again, she didn't wow me. I was hoping she would. Halloween champion. She has a quad hitter. I love multi-hitters. But again, you really need Hansel on the same team. Decrease turn meter by 25%, 50%. They can't be resisted if Hansel's on the same team, right? Fills turn meter by 20% for each enemy alive. Well, if Hansel's on the same team, fills his turn meter by 50% and grants an extra turn whenever an enemy is granted an extra turn. Kind of an interesting passive there as well. But again, so much value on the tandem. And frankly, they're not a tandem. You fused one of them. So with that being said, yeah, these reviews pretty much mirror my own. Gretel, you're going into B tier. You're actually going to go below Brewguard, as well. But next up, we got Stock the Broken. I am an unapologetic, massive fan of Stock the Broken. This dude is amazing. I don't understand. There's some creators out there that really hate this dude. There's some people out there that passed on the fusion that were happy, but they're bragging about it. I love Stock, man. I love this dude. And hey, my prediction for 2025 is there's gonna be more utility for poison, right? Demon Lord is, cool and all, but it's a thing of the past. Dragon, the same thing. Those are like the oldest content in the game. and there's a billion poison champions in the game, I feel and I hope there's going to be a new utility for poison in 2025. And if that's the case, then stock will be even more broken. But even with what we have right now, he's more than just poison, right? Sure, he brings them on an AoE. It's fantastic. He brings continuous heals. He's a great healer as well. He has instant activation of continuous heals and HP burns. Everything's about burn in this game right now. He's got turn meter fill and a 3-turn cooldown 20%. He's got speed in all battles by 20%. He's got a cool passive that has really interesting utility in the arena if poison ever becomes meta. You put it all together, I'm a huge, huge fan of Stock the Broken. I'm very curious where the other tier lists are going to rank this guy. I'm going to put him at really good, right in front of the line. That's how much I love this dude. He's high A tier, A+. But now we get to the lady. Lady Noelle. Ooh, she is the most recent fusion in the game. God knows that could change in a day. We already know there's another fusion coming anytime now. Lady Noelle, though. Did you guys fuse Lady Noelle? Let me tell you, if you have her with Sir Nick, she's just busted. S tier, no questions about it. But we're valuing or grading these champions independently here on the video. She's pretty fast. She's got this just broken 3-turn AoE revive. It's in competition, in conversation of the strongest revive in all of Raid Shadow Legends. An AoE revive with 50% turn meter, 50% HP on a 3-turn cooldown, and then you place freeze on all enemies that cannot be resisted or blocked, but even by block debuffs as Sir Nick is on the team. Even it places freeze if there's no dead allies. At the worst case scenario, it's an AoE freeze at 100% when booked that does require accuracy on a 3-turn cooldown. Like that. That's insane. And the rest of her kit, she's got sheep removal. She's got the heals. She's got block buffs on an A1, which is really cool, really nifty add-on. And then decrease the speed of enemies under freeze by 10% for more control. When a sheep debuff expires on an ally, you get the 50% turn meter fill that really mitigates the frustrating fact that when, polymorph wears off, they have no turn meter as well. So, man, she got speed in arena battles by 30. Interesting. I think that she's insane. I think she's one of the best revivers out there in the game, and I'm going to put her as an S must have. I feel like the community at large is a little low, or maybe I'm a little high. You guys can let me know in the comments on Lady Noelle. But to me, she's an S tier, must have. I like her that much. All right, next is Zinogre. All right, so Zinogre Blademaster, Shadowkin. I always forget that she's Shadowkin and not Barbarian. Zinogre Blademaster is another one of those champions that has a faction of players that love her, a faction of players that think she's overrated or just all right. She's all about multi-hits, triple hitter with the weaken, a quad hitter with the increased speed on all allies on a 3-turn cooldown. Really nice ability there. Each hit also increases her turn meter, so she can keep going and going and going. Another quad hitter as well. Man, she's got a lot going on, a really nice passive. I think that she's generally maybe a little bit underrated. I think that Zinogre is better than most people factor in when you just really take a moment, and I'm not going to make you guys sit here and do it, but the preemptive fatal hits and the increased damage as well. I think she brings a lot to the table that, you really just got to play around with her a little bit more to truly appreciate her. For that reason, I'm going to go with B, but in front of the line. In front of the line of B tier. So she's creeping up on really good territory. I actually think she's really solid. But speaking of really solid, it's time for White Queen Ankora. Ooh. Now, White Queen Ankora, to me, is just one of the better fusions of the entire year. She has a single target revive, albeit on a 3-turn cooldown, albeit the second after Godseeker and Eerie to have a reset skill cooldown built in there as well. Pretty crazy to say the second after an epic champion that had that ability. It speaks to how good and special still Godseeker and Eerie is, right? She has the cooldown effect on the A1, a 50% chance of decreasing the random ally skills by 2 turn. She gets so much better with Narcissus on the team. Just incredible stuff. She got a strengthen on all allies if Narcissus is on the team. She got turn meter fill, a good cleanse, and a shield on that A2. But the best part about her, well, maybe not the best, but one of the amazing parts about her is how she's taking these CC debuffs and bringing them over to herself instead. She's got a chance to cleanse them if White King is on the same team. Just insane, really, when you put it all together. But we're judging her independently without the king. You know, we're not going to factor him in at all in this ranking. She has speed in all battles as well. So I'm going to put her, I almost feel like she still belongs in S, but I think that she shines at her best in maybe a bit more of a niche area in the arena where she's clearly S tier. And then she does need Narcissus to fully, you know, unlock all of her capabilities. For those reasons, I'm putting her at the top of A tier. She's really borderline, you know, with Narcissus in the arena, the right situation, which you could probably say about all these champions. You can make a strong case for S. I'm going to put her in A, really good. Next up, Armanz. Oh, the most controversial champion released in 2024 is Armanz. Is it even close? Do you love Armanz or do you hate Armanz? Let me know in the comments below. I have a love-hate. I'm sure some of you guys are like me. Like, I'm in the middle. When he's doing everything for me, I love the dude. When I'm going against him and he's chaining CC me and sheeping me and removing everything and getting my turn meter and stunning me more, it's really annoying. He's still, in most situations, the first picked in live arena, you know, over mythicals, over the best champions in the entire game, like Star Siege, Galather, and whatnot. It really speaks to how much of a game changer he truly was and is. And PvE is the same thing. I mean, even PvE is the most locked down controller in the game. So, I mean, listen, I've probably spoken for way too long about Armanz. He's S tier. Frankly, he's top of S tier. Get out of there, Lady Noelle. There we go. The thing about Armanz is I think I'm like 55% not loving Armanz. It feels like bad to say that because I know so many people love him and rely on him, but I don't know. I'm a little bit over Armanz. Let me know where you guys stand. All right, next up we have Eostrid, guys. Eostrid. It's Eostrid Fusion. This was the one fusion that I really got wrong. I got wrong in the sense that I said I was going for her. I told everybody that she was worth going for, but I underrated how good she truly is. Eostrid Dreamsong, to me, and I have like almost every champion in the damn game, and I have like almost every mythical in the damn game, but Eostrid is still somebody I find myself going back towards more and more and more often over time. She's that insane. She's that good. She's the fastest. She's tied like 10 ways to the fastest champion in the game. Whenever you see that 115 speed, it should be like a light bulb moment for you that, oh man, they're probably really freaking good because that speed is nasty. She could be in an arena or elite for you as well. She got the sleep on the A1, the decreased speed weaken. Then she has a 100% chance on the sleep, which is good for areas like obviously Sand Devil. She has this AoE decreased speed and weaken and a turn meter decrease on a 3-turn cooldown. You guys know me. I think the decreased speed is the most important debuff in the entire game. You know, sure, we want our decreased defense. We want our weaken. In some situations, you know, other debuffs can be more important. But I never leave home without decreased speed nowadays. Never, never, never. If I'm doing a Chimera run and I don't land that first Krisk AoE decreased speed, I'm resetting the damn run and I'm going to do it again until I land it. It just makes such a massive impact on your damage output when your enemies are under decreased speed. So she has that on an AoE. She brings the weaken, which is so nice because there's so many champions in this game, like Michinaki, you know, that has an AoE decreased defense, but you're missing the weaken and you want both debuffs. So she brings that to the table. But the magic happens on the A3. The increased speed and the increased attack sets up your attack-based nukers, sets up everybody with 2 essential buffs, and then the turn meter fill. And then the extra turn. Oh, the extra turn. The extra turn makes it possible to keep decreased speed and weaken up all the time on enemies and then get back to the A3. You're going to build there fast to have close to 100% uptime, actually have 100% uptime on increased speed and increased attack because it lasts for 3 turns. Ooh. So one champion's giving you a permanent increase speed, increase attack, decrease speed, weaken with turn meter manipulation, sleep while we're at it. Whenever this champion or ally has a turn meter increase, heals all allies by their max HP. Percentage is half of the turn meter increase. Now she's an OP healer? Come on. I don't care what anybody says. Dislike the video. Call me nasty names in the comments below. Eostrid goes right next to Armanz. Boom. I'm serious, man. She is insane. She's S tier must have for me. Let me know what you think about that. Strong opinions here. All right, Wixwell. Oh, good old Wixwell. Hey, you know what? I'm shocked. I'm shocked because I thought it was a very bad idea. Not that I don't trust you guys, but hey, you might not trust me either. When you trust a massive community of millions of players, you never know what you're going to get when it comes to voting on skills. But I think the community nailed it. Round of applause, everybody. A little soft pat on the back. We nailed it on Vault Keeper Wixwell. I mean, this guy is really good. You know, having that provoke against bosses at 100%, it's not super auto-friendly, which is kind of the bummer. And now we have Hydra instant battles coming to the game, which is, you know, it's a consideration. But he's still in some of the top teams in the game. He has the decreased attack as well. He has all these extras in his kit where you can forget about if you don't use them on a regular basis. The intercept stacks are so powerful to have in a variety of different areas of the game. He brings the increased defense, big version, the shield, and we know about the shield mechanics, the shield extension teams. I run a Wixwell team still in my Demon Lord team. I think he's just like, he made Demon Lord just a massive power creep every team. Remember the days of speed tuning and whatever? Like, it's kind of out the window if you have Vault Keeper Wixwell, right? He just makes it super easy. So I think he's great. Maybe not quite as great as he once was when he was, before the Hydra changes, but I think he's really good. I'm going to put him right there with Stock, I have like such a love affair with Stock the Broken. I think most players might rank him a little bit higher, but I'm going to put him right there in really good category. The Incarnate. Oh, God, the Incarnate. The Incarnate. I hate the Incarnate. You get one shot. Arbiter is the ruler of Teleria. She recruits every champion in the game in the lore of Raid Shadow Legends. So you got one shot to make a good companion to Arbiter, don't you? Well, the Incarnate was the one shot that Plarium took, and they airballed that mofo so bad. It was a bad, bad, bad miss. It was like 15 yards away from the field goal. They missed it very, very far right on this one, far left. The Incarnate, she's really, 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 really bad as an Arbiter tandem champion. She's removing shields, okay? She's placing ally protection strengthen, which is, I'm not going to lie, it's 50% damage mitigation. A lot of new players can use that, like progression players, like you've been playing for a month. But do I really want to advise progression players throwing this many skill tomes to unlock an ability like this? I guess it really just depends. But man, her Arbiter tandem skills are okay at best. The thing is like value over replacement. I'd rather run 150, 250, 350 champions with Arbiter than the Incarnate. It seems like she's like an Ursuga. I mean, not as good as Ursuga, but meaning like a slow, tanky, defense-based champion on a go second team or something. And Arbiter's all about speed. Like, they could have gone so many cool different directions. Like, I don't know, man. Instant activating Arbiter's speed boost. They could have done so many things. And boy, it feels like the biggest miss out of all the fusions. She's going right in the vault, right into the D tier. All right, Packmaster. Packmaster, I did not go for. So I am not speaking from experience here. See, I don't even know what faction he's in. Whoa. Don't get to quit the game, Ash. Calm down. Packmaster Shy'ek. I am familiar with him. I played him on, not my account, but my friends. Speed in all battles, solid, right? He's got the remove debuffs from this champion and heal with the shield on this champion. The taunt, which got a pretty big nerf in Hydra. Before the taunt nerf in Hydra, which is really uncalled for, he was actually pretty good for Hydra because he's got the turn meter fill in a 3-turn cooldown with the block buffs. But now that the taunt isn't so useful anymore, unfortunately, and he has the hex, which is nice, but unfortunately, I'm just not a huge fan. What do the reviews say? It's hard to say if these are updated reviews or not. But I hate to be talked this much smack about a champion that I don't have, but I got to be real too. I have played him and I wasn't super impressed. It could be interesting if they add more pack hounds or whatever to the game, but I'm going to call him niche and I'm going to put him right over Gretel. Actually, yeah, I'm going to put him right over Gretel. That feels about right to me. All right, next up is Skorid. Another fusion. I saved all the fusions I didn't go for last tier, as you guys can see. Skorid, I planned on not going for him. So it wasn't like I tried to go for him and I failed. Him and Packmaster, I decided to pass because of whatever was going on in real life. Real life over raid is my motto. This dude is very squishy. His base stats suck. You know, that was the first thing I noticed. Then I noticed he has the debuff spread, which is cool, but it is a hex debuff in placing on all enemies. Another random debuff instead. It's all right. A single hitter, right? Then he's got another single hitter. Okay. He brings his own increased attack. Okay. He has a repeat on all enemies under hex. All right. And then another AoE of hex. The thing is I watched all the test server content on Skorid, even though some of those guys tried to clickbait me and say he was amazing. I saw the damage and I'm like, you might be amazing for some accounts, you know, like early game, to get a DPS like this. It could definitely be helpful. But to me, he did not blow me away by the damage. And frankly, everything I've seen since then, he hasn't, for a mid to end game account, I think you could probably have better options, but you guys let me know about it in the comments below if you think I'm wrong there. But I feel like you could do better, you know, even with maybe some like epic damage dealers, frankly. So for that reason, I'm going to put him maybe not in the vault, but I'm actually going to put him all the way down towards the end. There was a reason I didn't go for him. Now we have Thor. He's going right in the vault. He's going right in the vault. Okay, guys, thanks for... No, I'm just joking. I'm joking. Okay, so I teased this at the beginning of the video. I'm sure you guys already know who I was talking about. But the second biggest mistake I've ever made on my account, the first biggest, by the way, was pulling Arbiter early and then never doing the Arbiter missions. I'm like, I already got her. I'm good. Now, I'm still working on stupid Marius because all of a sudden I had to do all the Arbiter missions before Marius. That was the number one mistake I've ever made in my account. The number two mistake I've ever made in my account is not going for Thor. Oh, God. I did try to go for Thor, and it was all on me. I just screwed up the fusion. I thought I had enough, and I was 25. I was one rare short or whatever, you know? Damn it. Damn it. Thor is so freaking good, man. He's so good. He's so good. I can imagine those of you watching, especially if you weren't already, like, have all the champions in the game and playing for years, spent money in the game or whatever, and maybe even if you have, this guy is what he's actually done to accounts progression-wise, what he can do in so many different areas from Arena to Hydra to PvE anywhere. The fact that he has the AoE decreased speed, my favorite debuff in the game. Oh, he brings his own buffs. He brings his own buffs. He permanently reduces resistance. Oh, he makes everything easier. All his damage goes up. He has the thunder counter. Oh, I really wish I had Thor, man. I think Thor is absolutely incredible. I really do. And I am not afraid to say it. I'm putting him not in A, not at the top of A. I'm putting him in S must have. And your boy doesn't have him. Oh, man. I'm still bumming about. It pains me even to talk about Thor. It pains me more to say the word Thor than it pains me to see the name Harrier coming out of a void shard. I'll say that, guys. There it is. That's my tier list. Only one in the vault, the Incarnate. What do you guys think? Where do you agree? What do you disagree? Do you agree with the order, the rankings within the tiers? Let me know in the comments below. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.